community college, but it was non-credit. So that's basically like a little workshop at night. It's not even like a total class, if you will. But you have to have enough people sign up. And I had just enough where they they went ahead and let the class proceed. So you have to have at least 8 people sign up or similar. So anyway, that's more like what I should be doing. But instead, here I am in Salt Lake City, Utah, you know, in a dorm room with people who, you know, might have been incarcerated at some point. No, and the thing is, I know things happen to people. I know all kinds of stuff goes on. But we have some people who are, you know, crazy. So, came home, or back to my mom and aunt's house. Which was really my aunt's house. So when everybody passed away, her sons, you know, basically wanted to sell the house, so I had to leave. They didn't seem to care what I would do. I am just like, we won't get into it. Thank God for Shipt. Thank you God I could work for Shipt during, sadly, the pandemic, when so many people were ordering and I could stash away money enough to keep inching by. And thank God my mom had a working car, because I haven't had a car in years. Living in the city, you don't have to have one, and it's a way to not have that extra bill. It could also be God protecting me from major car crashes. I'm so not kidding with how crazy my experience has been, where it's like, okay, we won't do the scooter now. And this is a kick scooter that you stand on, not a moped. But anyway, the trucking thing, it's very dangerous. Driving, people have a whole different way of operating. It's not even close to who I am as a person, you know. But I was willing, and it's rough out there. And I'm reminded again and again how bad it is. So anyway, I still have it. It's a Florida CDL Class A, but I never had over the road. Got home by like third week of January, somewhere in January of 2020. I had a certification to teach yoga. I've spent a lot of money to get certified in order to see if I could work. But I got the 200-hour online. I had practiced yoga during a time period when it was donation-based and very low cost. It was part of a movement here. And loved yoga because it kept me calm. You can't find the same yoga today. You have to pay full price. They have no special programs today like they did back then. So anyway, see how the world did something weird? So it's not available to the masses any longer. Which way am I walking? Through Fishtown? Or? So anyway, we're low on battery anyway. We'll do Fishtown another day. So I get back. I actually found, I had to wait a few weeks, but I wound up getting a job at a gym, not a yoga studio. You have to be a little bit more advanced to teach at a yoga studio. But I taught at a gym, UFit Health and Fitness. I did that for about 5 weeks or so. And then bam, March 17th, 2020, I remember it. Doors closed, pandemic started, lockdown on St. Patty's Day, 2020. It was like a Tuesday, and that's when everything closed up because of the pandemic. So couldn't do that. Trying to get pandemic assistance, you couldn't get on a website. Like, they weren't up and running. The system wasn't up and running for like a year. So if people lost their work, it's not like they got pandemic assistance right away. It took them like a year to even get organized and orchestrated. So anyway, luckily it took a few more weeks, and then Shipt, I applied for Shipt. Everything is virtual and online, and I luckily had a smartphone by then. I operated with a flip phone for years, but because of the trucking, I wound up having to put money forward for a smartphone. So, and we've been at the bottom of the barrel with pennies trying to figure out. I had the Lifeline plan on, say like T-Mobile. They had a lifeline plan for people. It's a readable puddle. Looks like a kind of looked like a buffalo there, or a Shar-Pei dog. All the wrinkly dogs that are tall, they're called Shar-Peis. So I'm on the sidewalk. So anyway, that's the story there. Almost. In fact, I wrote several emails to CR England wondering if I could work in a different capacity. Like, could I work, you know, in the office or in some other role helping the trainers? The thing is, I'm surprised people pass the tests because there was so much inconsistency in the materials. That it's like you would have to kind of know stuff already. I had to learn everything fresh. I don't know anything about cars, you know. I had to, you know, you have to memorize. And I wondered how to memorize all the parts so that you can pass portions of the test. All the parts of a truck, you know, from the taillights. You know, I forget a lot of stuff now. So I have my CDL Class A. I'll show you just to prove. Find it here. Stuck it in the middle because I don't like my photo. I don't like, so I. So we will find the photo because I can't stand. Florida doesn't take good pictures. We'll put it that way. I was like, "Are you kidding?" But. CDL, and then it's down there. Let me figure out where it says safe driver. CDL Class A. So anyway, I'm up in Philly. I haven't changed that. I still have this license. So anyway, Poplar and Penn. I was never popular in school. But anyway, went through all of that and another loan that you're supposed to pay back unless then there was a class action suit against CR England. I keep winding up in these situations where someone sues. There was a class action suit related to my loans with the MFA when I got that from the new school in New York City, and I rode the bus all those times. Only once did I take the train. It was because we had a snowstorm and the buses couldn't run, so I had to catch the last train out. I was like rushing on the, you know, the C line to get down to the train station. Only once, even for graduation, I didn't take the train because I was so afraid to spend money. But and the universe made sure I made just enough money to commute back and forth to New York on a bus. So anyway, class action suits for CR England and a certain loan situation with the new school, on top of certain groups of people not having to pay back their loans, certain forgiveness situations with the Biden administration-ish. So, and then there's a huge